Welcome to the online MOOC on India's foreign policy in a globalizing world. India's foreign policy choices were influenced by the Cold War politics that defined its political, economic and security relations with other countries. However, India's nuclear test in 1998 and its steady economic performance have changed not only its perception of itself, but the world's perception of India. On one hand, India is reorienting its policy towards its neighbors. On the other hand, it is transcending its presence and its role from South Asia to the rest of the world. India is recognized by the world as one of the rising powers. India is seen as not only a rule taker, but also a rule maker and a rule shaper. India is seen as a responsible country and reliable partner. The objective of the course is to understand the basic and fundamental ideas, principles, objectives, internal and external factors, challenges and opportunities that determine India's foreign policy. This course explains how India's foreign policy plays a significant role in the globalized world. The course examines challenges and opportunities for India while pursuing its relation with major powers such as United States, Russia and China. Further, the course focuses on India's bilateral relations with the neighboring countries, its role in the SAARC and inter-regional groupings such as BBN, BIMSTEC and BCIM. The course also analyzes India's role at regional and international levels such as UN, NAM, ASEAN, IPSA, BRICS, SCO, IORA and Quad. The course also examines India's role on global issues such as world trade regime, climate change, nuclear proliferation, terrorism, intellectual property rights, global governance, etc. Main objectives are to understand what is foreign policy and its definitions, to learn the concept of foreign policy, to understand definition of foreign policy, to study the nature of India's foreign policy. We begin with the first part of lesson with introduction and meaning of foreign policy. The Treaty of Westphalia, which was signed in 1648, created sovereign nation states and laid foundation for foreign relations, which brought a drastic change in the international system. Decolonization and establishment of the United Nations after the World War I and World War II also contributed to the creation of several sovereign states. It resulted in the development of interaction between the states. Every country began to engage in diplomatic, economic, military, cultural and political relations with other countries. It also increased interdependency in the contemporary globalized world. It is necessary for a country to maintain cordial relations with other countries. It is in the interest of a state to decide what kind of relationship a country shall have with others. These kinds of decisions are made on the basis of certain principles and objectives to achieve certain needs for states' own well-being. These decisions are called as foreign policy. We will discuss today about the meaning, definition, concept and nature of foreign policy in detail. The foreign policy of a state is the product of a complex interplay of a domestic, regional and international forces. Domestically, it is shaped and influenced by history, geography, culture and perceptions of national interest by the ruling elites. Foreign policy is the decisions or strategies a country makes to achieve a set of interests or goals in its interaction with the international community. It is one of the instruments at a state's disposal to pursue its national interest. A good foreign policy would lead a state to fulfill its national interests. It is considered to be one of the wheels with which the process of international politics operates. It is not possible to understand interstate relations without understanding their foreign policies. A state without a foreign policy has been compared to a ship in the deep sea without any knowledge of directions. Even if one country decides not to have any foreign relations with another country, it is also considered as a foreign policy. As no country is completely self-sufficient, self-reliant, it cannot live without maintaining interstate relations. Interdependency has been an indispensable fact of international relations. The behavior of each state has an effect on the behavior of other states. Every state makes an effort to take maximum advantages of the actions of other states. Hence, each state has to formulate and adapt a foreign policy to secure and serve the interest of the people and also to achieve the goals of its national interest in international relations. A state has to formulate a foreign policy. A state's power gets enhanced by foreign policy in the international community. In other words, foreign policy is a course of action and inputs that a country makes in order to influence behavior of other states and to pursue its goals of national interest. It is a set of principles, decisions and means which a state adopts to secure its goals in international relations. Now, we will have a reflection spot. You will get 2 questions on your screen. Pause the video and choose the right answer so that we can revise what we have learnt in this lesson. I hope the concepts are very clear to you. We will continue in the next video. Thank you.